Hello and welcome back to Let's Play Adam RPG with me, Bring It On. So I finally found the stash. It's this rock. I was looking for a stash like we found in the last episode, so it took me a little longer than it should have to find this. But here we go. The stone in front of you looks like an ordinary, unassuming rock. Large and clearly heavy, it's one of many in this rocky land, but there's one detail that makes it stand out. Someone has engraved upon it the initials, BS. Let's examine the rock. The person who cut the initials into the stone was diligent, but clearly no mason. It's unskilled work done with makeshift tools. The boulder looks suspiciously like a gravestone. You do not want to use your shovel here, it will break your shovel. You have to move it with strength. Try to move the rock by yourself. With a mighty effort, you're able to shift the boulder to one side. Ugh, that was hard. And so we get a piece of a shield. It looks like part of a valuable antique shield. You should probably hold on to it. So that's one of 3 or 4 pieces, I forget how many. But it's an ongoing quest in the game. And then Boris Zveklov's journal. Last will and confession of the so-called museum curator Boris Zveklov, written with utter self-hatred by his own hand. A shame I bring to my grave, a piece of knowledge no alcohol in the world could wash away. A fact that I had one job in the whole world, to protect a priceless relic from history's shocking grasp. I failed at it. No use denying this. I failed, and misery is my only companion. I was still naive, the day those awful atomic bombs started falling all over the country. Thinking my town, Krasno, was next in line for nuclear slaughter, I packed up my things and ran with my secretary and companion, Borya. But not before taking as many objects of historical value from the local museum I worked at as I could carry. Not like a marauder, but as a keeper. Not to pawn off somewhere, but to save. But did I do that? Did I save those fabulous relics? The mummified dog paw of St. Christopher? The amber tripod? The sword of Vasily the Peacemaker? The shield of Count Ryevsky? Alas, I lost them all to poverty, to hunger, to my newly found drinking habit. I held onto the shield the most, it being the symbol of my beloved Krasno, from the days it was still called Igorgrad. I lost it last. A quarter of the shield I pawned to a man tending a moonshiner's den called the Drunken Lair. Another quarter I gave to my poor friend Borya, who will bury me when my time will come. He will keep it as a reminder of his foolish friend, and our hideout in a mysterious cave. The third quarter is used in exchange for our life, when a bunch of bandits from the eastern camp assaulted us on the road. The last quarter I kept, to one day be buried with me. That way, at least it will survive the tides of time. Dear reader, whether an archaeologist from some distant future or a mere grave robber, please, do not let my legacy die completely. Keep this shield fragment, find its brethren, make it whole again. This is my final wish. Farewell. Boris Zveklov. There we have it. So it is one of 4 pieces, and it gives you hints where the other 3 pieces can be found. So we'll keep our eyes open for that as we progress through the game. Now we have to go talk to Kovalev, the head of Ultranorye. Already read that part. Read that. I got this letter of recommendation at the tavern. I'm looking for work, you see. Interesting. Let me take a look. Hand over the note. Comrade Kovalev quickly scans your note. You notice that he holds it very close to his eyes. Seems like his vision isn't what it used to be. So Katya Radchenko believes you can be trusted. Maybe so. In any case, you made an impression. That is recommendation enough for me. So how about that job? Yes, the job. The head cracks his knuckles and looks you over, finally coming to a conclusion. Maybe I do have a job for you after all. You probably already heard about the bandit gang that terrorizes our village. Each month they come to collect supplies from us. If we don't surrender the goods, they rob and kill our people. We tried fighting them, but to no avail. But now, looking at your honest face, I've come up with a plan. The head lowers his gaze again. It's hard for you to read him. He's either indecisive or just searching for the right words. Wait silently. The thing is, I believe there is a snitch living in our village. A traitor. A rat. I am sure about this. Someone made a pact with the bandits. It keeps them informed of everything that goes on around here. But with that said, I can't imagine who the rat actually is. And the bastard himself knows me and the other villagers too well to get caught. We hired some mercenaries to protect us. The bandits somehow knew right away. And each time we make a little money on trade, they show up for their slice. Someone is ratting us out. You're a new face in the region. It should be easy for you to earn the rat's trust. Bring me the identity of this traitor. That is the job. Now, why do you trust me with the job when I could be one of the bandits myself? The head laughs mirthlessly and appears to shrink a bit. His true age becomes more apparent. You realize he must be much older than 60. Ugh, I tell it to you straight. The village is slowly dying. The drought, the bandits, young people always leaving. A few more years and we'll be wiped off the map. The old-timers will die off, and the remaining few will simply scatter. Some might even join the bandits. I don't like my options, but it's probably our only hope now. Our last chance to change things. Fix it. Not to recover what we lost, but to at least buy our settlement a little more time. The village must die. Let it die honorably on its own, leaving warm memories in the hearts of the people. What's happening now? That's not even death. It's withering. It's rot. Well, that's not good. Sounds like we need an investigation. Comrade Kovalev walks up to you. Do you agree, or do you decline? Give it to me straight. I agree. Where should I start? Where do you start? Well, I'll start by telling you who I do not suspect. For one, I completely trust my fighting men, Jan and Petya, to the south and north gates respectively. They would not work for me otherwise. Trader Yashin may be a suspect. He's new in town and has a shady past, but he does so much for the village. He built a shop with his own money. He pays his taxes, and he suffers from the bandits like everyone else. Dr. Makodian and old Semyon I trust like I would trust myself. We built this village together, you know. They're good people, time-tested and loyal. Comrade Gronkin, the village superintendent on the other hand, is a cowardly, shifty person. But, no, he is too cowardly. He would never work with the bandits. It's much more profitable for him to keep his post in the village. The bandits would probably shoot him for laughs if he tried to talk to them. Katya and Vasya Rachenko, the owners of the tavern, have no reason to be snitches. They would never do something like that. And the others, I just don't know about the rest. Maybe you could give me some more clues. I suspect that the traitor is a man. Is a man, not manned. And not too old. A person that travels from time to time, but is known to be lazy. The head wrinkles his nose. These criminal types, they abhor honest labor. They think that only the low folk do work, while they themselves prance about like aristocrats. Yeah, well, I better start investigating. Back already? Any news about her plight? Not yet, my friend. Not yet. We don't need... Well, I'm gonna hold on to this just so I have those hints on hand, in case I forget where they're at. I just dropped into chat. I can ask you a few questions. I have a lot of work ahead of me, so please make it quick. How do you like being the head of this commune? If not for all our troubles, it'd be fine. We work together. The people are good citizens, and do not question my authority. Right, moving on. Tell me about yourself. I don't really like to speak about myself. Before the war, I was a police detective, fighting organized crime mainly. But after the war, I became the head of it here purely by chance. Now it's my job to oversee the village and ensure everything is in order. I got your point. Can I ask one more question? How's life out here? We are very lucky. I heard some communities are ruled by criminals. That must be total hell. People get their heads sawed off or are hanged. Their eyes are gouged out. In spring they are tied to trees to get drowned in the floods. All kinds of terrible things. I love to say that the cause of all evil is the usual suspects. The criminals, the drug addicts, the lowlifes. But they're not the only ones. Some of the atrocities fall to regular people who simply forgot the morality of the old world. But I remember the old world, and sometimes I'm frightened by the thought that some regular citizen somewhere might be acting like a medieval bandit baron right now. The human soul is a dark place indeed. You don't say. May I ask more? Have you heard any rumors? Comrade Kovalev shrugs his shoulders, indifferent. People are always chatting about something. I don't listen though. In my line of duty, rumors are useless. Best ask someone else. Our village has plenty of people that like to wag their tongues. I wanted to report that the Southern Gate Guard was drinking on duty. You mean Jan? Again? This is simply infuriating. Kovalev is plainly angry. He quickly produces an old R-147 Army radio and takes a few steps away before using it. You can't make out his exact words, but the head is obviously having it out with someone. When he finishes speaking, he rubs the bridge of his nose, exasperated. Oh, that Jan. Thank you for your vigilance, comrade. Yeah, I got experience points for ratting him out. Can I rat him out to this guy too? Yeah, I'd like to report that the guard at the south gate is drinking at his post. I can't do anything about that. Not my job. Go speak to the head, or to Petya at the north gate. Okay. I don't think I ratted him out last time. I didn't know you could get experience for it. Which puts us a little closer to leveling up. Alright, so I already know who the snitch is, but I do want to try and talk to Yashin again. Maybe this investigation quest will lead to me getting his quest. Nope, okay. Well. Alright, so the snitch is in here. I don't know if you're supposed to just talk to everybody to find the answer. I'd like to get your opinion on the local bandits. Do they have a representative in the village? The man's face stays the same, and he doesn't expose any emotions your words should have brought out. His manner stays the same, and his gaze is still pretty saucy. Thieves are thieves. What's there to say? They survive. That's it. He spits to the side and looks at you insolently, right in the eye. Do they suspect someone inside the village? Is there a spy around? And why are you interested anyway, comrade detective? Well, what if I want to join them? Yeah, look. What if the one who's working for the bandits just left the village quietly, making no trouble for you or anyone else? Out of sight, out of mind, as they say. When you decide you're done with all the bullcrap, sleeping under rocks, stealing dog food, and all that stuff, there will be a position available for you in our... their bandit camp. It's located not too far from here, in the abandoned factory. Well, how do you like that kind of career opportunity? Let's make this perfectly clear. You're the village snitch, right? Whoa, whoa. Quiet down, man. Yes, that's me. Although I resent being called a snitch. I'm more of an infiltrator, you know? Got sent here by my group. Anyway, my proposition is still open to you if you're interested. I have a counterproposal. You pay me, and I stay silent about what I just heard. Fine, fine, you darn mugger. So much for honor among thieves. But what choice do I have? Here, at 50 rubles. I don't have any more. Well, thanks a bunch. Now you stay right here. I need to think your proposition over. Just think quick. I'm getting pretty nervous about Kovalev hunting me, so I won't stick around here long. If I see you leave the village, don't expect to find me when you come back. I'll meet you at the abandoned factory. Sure, just don't leave yet. Alright, let's go rat him out to Kovalev. Indeed. I found your snitch. It's Grishka, the young guy hanging around the village. Kovalev slaps his forehead, shocked. He looks angry but also sheepish, like he just did something stupid. Of course. It was so obvious. The man drifts around here and there, never works for the benefit of the village, and all the time speaks in street jargon. Must be growing blind as well as old. Why, just a few years ago, I would have spotted him right from the start. You're getting old, Comrade Kovalev. The head's fierce eyes narrowed his slits, but after a moment he sighs resignedly. Yes, you're right. I'm too old, and I am so very tired. Maybe it's time for you to step down as head. Maybe so, but not before I've settled this whole bandit situation. One should never leave important business unfinished. Well, good. Then what are we going to do about it? Comrade Kovalev strokes his chin, probably pondering his next step. You calmly await his reply. Finally, after having reached a decision, the head claps his hands. We must dispose of Grishka the snitch. This much is clear to me. But how? I don't want to create a panic. He must be disposed of quietly, unnoticed by anyone. Well, Comrade Kovalev, how about my payment? You did a good job, you know. Learned the whole truth and revealed it promptly, although you probably had reasons not to do so. For your cleverness, a fitting reward. 250 rubles. I'm an honest man, and I pay for honest work. I wouldn't have it any other way. No one should forego the truth, even if it costs you personally. Even if you lose your health over it. Even if you end up with new, powerful enemies. Yes, that is true. How did that old song go? We the people go hand in hand with the truth. Here's a little something extra. You earned it. And thank you again. Anyway, let's get back to our problem. Grishka must be dealt with. He must disappear so that he can never again work for the enemy. I'd be glad to help with the disappearing. Interesting. I won't ask why, but that is good to hear. But what exactly do you propose? Attacking him in broad daylight? No, no, and no. That will never work. I don't want to create panic. The snitch must be dealt with quietly, and must appear as if he simply decided to leave. Beyond the fence there is an abandoned building. How about you lure him out there and silently, do the deed? A rotten thing to do by my standards, but sometimes a rotten thing is necessary, if it means saving our little community from obliteration. I don't know how you will lure him out there, but I grant you total freedom in your methods. After the execution is carried out, return to me. I'd like to speak to you. I'd like to speak more about our future cooperation. It will be done. I'll lure the snitch into that abandoned house, and, well, gotta go. Alright. Oh wow, whole extra 75 for passing that speech check. That's pretty good. Let's see. Yeah, we've already read all that. Listen, you don't have anything against going over to that abandoned building over there, right? The snitch looks at you suspiciously and eyes his surroundings. To gain his trust, you need to trick him somehow. Why would I do that? Listen, pal. Two of my buddies are looking for a place to stay, just like I am. They're squatting in that abandoned house over there. We should probably pay them a visit. The man calms down a bit and nods. So your buddies are in that abandoned building over there. I know where it is. Yep, but they're not the trusting sort. If you go there alone, they'll hide. So what am I supposed to do? I'll join you and call them out. Alright, so he'll take his time walking over here. I forgot which side the abandoned building is on. This way. I'll swing by the merchant real fast while he walks there. Might be worth buying some healing from the doctor, actually. Actually, having that rope on hand might be a good idea. So maybe what I'll do is drop that off. Does he have... Might be worth having taking some of this stuff back. I forget if one of these is used for a quest or not. I think the spider brains might be. Waste paper is used for a quest later on, but I don't think that quest has an end. I'll take these and... I guess the rope. I'll be a little shortchanged, but I think that's okay. Alright, cool. I need to start quick saving a little more often. Well, not yet. Last time I had to bash this guy with a brick. This time I have a knife. The man looks around sheepishly and cowers from any noise he overhears. Oh, what's going on? Sorry, man. It's nothing personal. You butthole. You lured me here to kill me. We'll see who kills who. Hey, 7 damage is pretty good. $16 damage. Ha. Alright, Thief Passport. An Ace of Spades playing card. Under the picture, someone has crudely stamped a single word. Crook. And we get a shiv and dice. We're a little banged up, and the doc should be able to fix me up. But first I want to go check out... So I never played dice with this guy down here. Or wherever he's at. So we can take a shortcut through the village, get healed up by the doctor, and then go visit the dice player. So I'm going to try that out while I have some dice in my inventory. Alright, I have a drug that might help. Open your mouth, please. Now stick out your tongue. Drink it all down. It's a pre-war mixture. It's helped many good people in its time. Drink up. The doctor's wonderful pre-war mixture tastes like a blend of castor oil and whale fat. You barely stop yourself from vomiting it up on the floor. But a few minutes later, you actually do start to feel better. The drug worked. Drink up. Done and done. You're completely cured, young man. Please come visit me again anytime you find yourself in a scrape. Well, thanks, Doc. I better go now. Fantastic. Well, let's talk to Kovalev first, since we're here. I can worry about the dice player later. Hello. So, how did it go? It is done. The head presses his lips together and nods. Without a word, he pulls a fistful of rubles from inside his pocket and hands them to you, never once looking you in the eye. Here, 350 rubles. That's for the job. I thought I'd ask Petya, the lad at the north gate, to do this. He's got a lot of fight in him. I wanted him to look into the traitor's eyes before killing him, just to understand what it's like. Maybe it's for the best, though, that you did it instead of him. 350. Maybe a few rubles more? Dad silently puts the money in your hands. You silently take it from him. This is all we've got, and to my regret, we cannot barter on this matter. At least not right now. So, after the deed is done, how about taking on a little more work? As you can see, we're honest people, and we reward honest work. Quite the rarity in the wastes. I'll say this ahead of time. If you agree, I'll pay even better next time. I'd even be willing to haggle. You see, what I need done is a very special job. Tell me the details. Fine. The bandits had their spy in our village. Now I want to have a spy in their camp. Since you've shown yourself to be a very resourceful person, I'm offering the job to you. It will actually be easier for you, since you're new here. The bandits already know all of my boys, but you could easily gain their trust and infiltrate their gang. We need one of our men to walk into the lion's den. Can you be more specific? What is it that I have to do? Just work for them. Do what they ask you to do. Act like one of them. Just keep me informed of their plans. If I know what those bandits are planning, I might be able to come up with a plan of my own. I agree. It sounds interesting. Great. Now we only need to figure out how to get you into the camp. Did you find anything interesting on the body of the traitor? Just this card. I heard that the bandits are creating their own official documents. Sounds like a terrible idea to me. But on the other hand, I still think like I did in the old life. Our criminals now have much less to fear than in the old days. Yes, that might be just what we need. Try showing this card at the bandits' camp gate. Or bandit camp's gate. I know for a fact that you may approach without getting shot. Probably. And there's a strong possibility they will think you're one of their own. Sounds dicey, but I'll do it. Just remember, I expect to get paid handsomely for this. Of course, don't even worry about that. I've never gone undercover myself, but I understand how difficult it is. You'll be paid well, and the village will be forever grateful. Now let me mark their camp on your map. You give your map to the head, and after some consideration, he carefully draws a cross on the spot of the bandit camp should be. After reviewing your map one more time, he hands it back to you. There, done. That is where those bastards live. Also, you might need a gun for the job. Check in with the armorer. He'll help you with that. Good luck. I see. I need a little more time to think it through, though. I think this guy's the armorer, right? I don't know who the armorer is. Is it this guy? He's just a merchant. I was sent for a weapon. You heard about that, right? Sure, I've got something fun for you. It'll take a man's head clean off his shoulders. The trader ducks behind his counter, and after a few moments reemerges with a pistol. Well, thank you. Bye. Alright, cool. We got a pistol. Let's go try and play some dice. I wanted to do the basement in that abandoned building this episode, but we might not have time for that. We'll level up if we do that, I'm pretty sure. So it's probably worth... yeah, want to play some craps? I don't really have any spare money. Another time. What? You said you wanted to play dice if we... Okay. Well, let's see about going down here. There's a pretty nasty surprise in the basement. Also, they added a lot more art to the loading screens than they had the first time I played this. I do really like this effect that they added for empty containers. Alright, wooden... oh, excuse me. The wooden assault rifle. That comes in handy later. A toy machine gun made out of wood, suitable for playing war and defending tree houses. Part of the owner's name is visible where it's carved into the stock. GRI. The damage 1 to 1000 only for imaginary targets. Which we will run across later. Do I have to come here at night? Or do I have to activate the nutcracker? Quite the toy. You must be a nutcracker, right? But where's your sword? You think I have to come here at night? Or turn off the power? What was it? There we go. Yeah, so you turn this on, the light turns on, you gotta turn this off, and then get back down there. There we go. I remember now. There it is. Well, I may as well do another aimed attack, right? Scoot back a little bit. Alright, this thing might kill me. Nope, I won. Alright, there's a toy sword. A tin toy sword. You wonder how it ended up in a rat's stomach. Can I... Alright, here's your little sword, buddy. That's better. Hey, what's that in your mouth? A golden nut. Now there's a find. You gained a golden walnut. Now, what was the secret to getting inside of this? A peculiar nut fashioned from an unalloyed gold. The market for noble metals is slowly coming back, so this little nut should be worth a hefty sum. Unless they added something to the game, this isn't used for anything, you can just sell it. I don't remember where the code is for this safe. Yeah, I just don't have the skill for it. It doesn't say that I failed, it says that I can't. So I'm pretty sure that means that I don't have the skill. I don't want to leave it. Maybe I have to turn the light back on. And a code appears on the wall or something? We'll check real fast. I might have to do some looking around. I don't remember... Gosh darn it. Yeah, I don't see anything in here. Okay, well, I'm not gonna waste any more time with this. I'll figure it out off camera. Or I can just use my old playthrough as a guide. I try not to use guides when I'm actually playing through the game and for my first playthroughs. So the first time I play through a game, I try to figure everything out myself. And then subsequent playthroughs, I don't mind using a guide. But I try not to when I'm actually playing the game. Like, I'll look at like wikis and stuff when I'm not actively playing it. But I can always go back and use my own my own content to figure it out. Alright, I think I'm gonna call the episode here. Off camera, I'm gonna try and see if I can find the code for that safe. I don't know if it's in that building or not. I don't think that it is. Actually, let me go sell this gun real fast. I don't need the gun. It doesn't have a lot going on, but I really don't need this. But I guess I can sell it somewhere else. I don't need to sell it to him, so I'll hold on to it for right now. Alright, this is a good place to call it. Next episode, I'll either catch you guys in the abandoned building with the code to the safe, or we'll leave and come back to figure that out. We have a couple quests to do. I have a couple of things I want to do before I start questing too much. One of those is the reason why I got 40 survival here. But we'll talk about that when we find it. Anyway, thanks for watching, and I hope to see you guys in the next episode.